if some other things in paleontology, Neanderthal was discovered virtually the same time Origin of Species was appearing. Archaeopteryx, the great transitional fossil of early birds, that was discovered right after the appearance of the Origin of Species, and took a little while for it to join the dialogue. So there's a lot of what ifs. Could anything have sort of sped up the traction of evolutionary science in the mid-19th century? Mendel would have been the big one, because his rediscovery launched really the renaissance in evolutionary science. Actually, evolutionary science kind of ran out of gas in the late 19th century. People were really sort of doubting, was natural selection powerful enough, et cetera. And it was only with the new understanding of genetics and sort of the arithmetic of evolution that biologists began to realize, oh wait, really small changes really do add up and can add up very, very quickly. Look in our genome, which at last count, it's not easy to count all these up. Maybe we have on the ballpark about 22,000 functional genes. There are quite clearly 887 fossilized genes, genes that were active at some point in the history of human evolution, but are no longer active. And 67 of these have been fossilized just in the split between chimpanzees and humans. So 67 of our genes are fossilized that are still active in chimps. So we know that's happened in just the last 5 million years since our line split off from chimpanzees. So fossil genes are everywhere, and they're a record of past lifestyles. And so the thoughts about, I think the reason why fossil genes are sort of surprising yet insightful come down to this. It tells us about lifestyles of ancestors. Genes that are still present in some form but no longer useful tell us that they were present before and that there's been a shift in lifestyles. But this is, perhaps more importantly, exactly what we should expect to see happen in the absence of natural selection. A good motto would be use it or lose it. When genes no longer affect the performance, the survival and reproduction of individual organisms, natural selection can't see them anymore. So they can accumulate mutations and erode away, and the organism is none the wiser for it. It demonstrates that evolution is not a progressive process. There's not some ascent to greater complexity or of accumulating more and more genetic information. Some information gets irretrievably lost, the hundreds and hundreds of fossil genes in us. And in fact, we have no more functional genes than a clownfish or a coelacanth or a pufferfish, which perhaps is bad news and a little humbling to all of us, but we'll just have to get over it.